Hi, lovelies. It's Inktober. Wait, no. I quit that. It's Preptober. That's right. I'm doing Preptober stuff and things now. Before I quit Inktober, I was struggling really hard with figuring out how to work in my Preptober shenanigans. Making videos every day just took up so much of my time and my joy, and I just couldn't hack it. Um, so now I'm able to devote the time I was doing Inktober to getting myself and my life prepared for some excessive work in NaNo. Excessive work and excessive life. And I'm here for both. Um, I've got two categories because I have to categorize everything I say and think and do. Otherwise, it's a dumpster fire in my brain. It's just my way of working through. I have house stuff and writing prep stuff. So, first off, the household stuff. I do want to preface this by saying that a lot of this stuff is probably unnecessary. I do have systems in place that help me work that keep my household running on a day-to-day basis. I am a stay-at-home mom. Homemaker is the term I prefer to use because of the extra levels of shit I like to do that make me feel good. Like, I make our own bread because it's fun, it's extra, it's homey. I like it. The discussion about all of that is probably coming a later day and or never. But anyways, I have these systems in place. They could probably be sustainable through November, but I want to give myself a little bit more wiggle room when it comes to November and December because I am a very extra person this way, and it's a very extra person when it comes to the holiday shenanigans. I like it that way. I like being extra. It's fun. So, first, I need to reclaim, rearrange, reorganize my living room and office. Some stuff happened a couple of months ago where some repairs were being done to the plaster in my office, and it's taken 2 months. 2 months where I have not had access to my office, and my living room has been overcrowded, and half of a room is just sitting there empty because there can't be stuff in the way when they come to fix it. And I will find a way to get my living room and my office back. I have to do that before NaNo. I have to be able to work in my office. I have to. I do need to fix my office chair situation too, which is pretty messed up. My big comfy office chair seems like it might be broken, and I'm not entirely sure. But I also have an exercise ball chair that I really like to use. It helps keep me bouncing and moving and helps me fix my posture because I am a gargoyle. I like to sit like this. And I have a rolly stool, which I really like using in the living room when my office is in the living room, but it also is a bit high for my regular desk. So having the 3 different chairs to switch in and out until I get a way to do a proper standing desk when it gets really cold, because I can just come out here and this is pretty fine. But anyways, I'm talking way too much about office chairs. Way too much. I do need to fill my freezer with some ready-make things. Every Sunday, I spend the day making stuff for my kitchen, making sure there's food for me and my kid and my husband to eat, because otherwise we just won't eat. I'll just exist on ramen and feel like shit all the time. And while I do intend on maintaining those Sundays, with the 1st of November potentially being an exception, depending on how I feel the day before, and how I feel the day of, I do want to have some buffer and things. So I want to make sure there are 4 loaves of oatmeal bread or sandwich bread, just in the freezer, ready to pull out, let thaw, rise, and bake. 2 loaves of my 2 to 4 loaves. I've already got 2 in the freezer. I'm already like on top of things. Of my grandma's, of Gigi's onion bread. Again, ready to pull out, thaw, rise, and bake. Just, excuse me. 4 casseroles that I can pull out and bake and eat, so I don't have to give a shit about feeding people dinner and they still get to eat dinner. And this is another thing that where I'm already making progress on this route. I have a frozen homemade mac and cheese in there because I had homemade mac and cheese a couple of days ago, and I was like, I'll just make a double batch and stick them in the freezer because that's a thing smart adults do, and I get to be a smart adult today. And I do want to have some pie stuff assembled and ready to go. In the freezer right now, I have a pie crust, a homemade pie crust, and the filling for an apple pie in the containers in the freezer. So when it comes time to make a pie, I just have to roll out the dough and assemble the pie, and it'll be great. It'll be awesome. I have a dress and a couple of skirts that I need to have mended before November, just so I have clothes to wear all the time without having to be like, where are the safety pins? Because I never know where my safety pins are. I have 3 dresses I'd like to make and a blouse. I might get the pinafore dress done. I might get one done. And I want to have matching masks for all my outfits because, like I said, I'm extra. I like to dress like it's 1950, and if I'm going to dress like it's 1950, I'm going to have the extra matching mask and learn how to make hats. Plus, I have some masks for my friend because I was stupid and agreed to make them and mail them to her if she bought the fabric. And I don't make good life choices all the time. In my own defense, I agreed to right before I found out my grandma was not going to get better, and my mental health has been deteriorating at a rapid rate since then. And there are some things I need to be mailing in the mail this week. And that's a lot of stuff already, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get to it all. I am pretty sure the sewing is going to be the first thing that gets chopped off, even though this Thursday I'm going to do some sewing, and I'm going to film me doing this sewing I'm going to try to do a making of style video because I really like watching that. I don't see a lot of bigger girls doing that, and I think it would be fun to film myself making a work dress that I can share with everybody. Yeah, so, and there's I'm also dealing with the distance learning with Mini Spence and working on the drafting project already and client work and trying to rest all at the same time. And I'm also prepping for the writing part of November. Speaking of which, how am I prepping what I'm going to be writing for November? So first of all, I mentioned in my last video, I'm working on my very long-term magnum opus. It is my white whale project. I've been working on it for years, and I'm getting closer every time. I really am getting closer every time. Which is, of course, modernist bibliomancy. I am not qualified to decide what genre this is yet. That will come later. I'm just writing the story as though it's a literary fiction, and we'll figure out where it is after I get it closer to what it's supposed to be. I've been working on it for a very long time. It is still the first draft. Don't ask me how. I'm just incompetent. Anyways, for this attempt at making this story a thing, I'm going to be working my way through the book Story Genius, which I have already started, and it's been very helpful in making me reevaluate what I want this to be and getting it back to that core idea image thing. I will also be relying on the Save the Cat beat sheets for the outline. I will also be relying a lot on my previous outlines and notes, which were based around John Truby's Anatomy of a Story and the 22 steps in there. Hopefully I'll get to keep it, and hopefully I will have time. I'll be going through and doing Jenna Moressi's character sheets for the main cast, create a calendar and timeline of important events, and maybe if I get to be as extra as my extra little heart wishes me to be, I will be making a map of the town my place is set in. I would like to do some illustrations and such to go with this story. I think that would be fun. I think it would help me take the story a little less seriously, which is a problem I've been having with it. I will talk about this a lot more, but pulling it back. My main priority is going to be the outline, because this is probably literally my 8th attempt at making this a story. I know what I'm trying to convey via the characters. Yeah. So far, brief note about my process of outlining, it's pretty excessive. For the vampire post-World War II vampire romance inspired by Jane Austen's Persuasion, I took the Save the Cat beat sheet and broke that all down, and then I did the Romancing the beat sheet and broke that all down separately, and then I smushed them together in a new document, and then I turned that new smushed document into a chapter by chapter outline, and then I rewrote that 2 more times, finding out more about my characters and my world and the rules about it. Each time I delved a little bit more. I am a obsessive outliner, and the more I prep and outline, the more I discover about my story. And so when it gets time for the drafting, I can be a very fast drafter, but I am a very big underwriter, and yeah. With that appropriate amount of crazy let loose upon the world, wish me luck, lovelies. I hope Preptober is going well for you, and want to remind you all that you are beautiful and radiant, and nothing is worth as much as you are. Bye.